I'm the CEO and founder of Timeqube. My name is Andrzej. Have you been in such a situation? Do you relate to this gentleman? A long meeting that was way too long, longer than expected. Yeah, we all have. Well, the truth is that this is a main problem for businesses all around the world for decades. And US economy alone is going to spend $400 billion this year on ineffective, boring, and extending meetings. So how do people make sure that meetings end up on time? They use stressful, weird, and awkward solutions. Now, you don't have to anymore because there's Timeqube. Timeqube works like this. So we basically reinvented the timer. Now, green means you have a lot of time, yellow means halfway there, red means you're running till the end of your time, and when it blinks, then time is up. Well, we use the most intuitive colors, the street lamps, the street signalization. And when combined with peripheral view, you basically have a timer that's stress-free. That's how science works, that's what our customers are telling us, that's what we know. Now, these are the main use cases we're selling Timeqube for, mainly in the meeting room, business, also personal productivity, agile presentations, and public speaking. Now, the main goal for Timeqube is to make meetings shorter. And you will see, and that's what our customers are telling us, that meetings actually end faster when Timeqube is used. And that's pure neuroscience. Apart from that, if you use Timeqube, you will bring in more democracy to your meetings because you will get rid of the chronic talkers, and people will basically have their talk time, something that a lot of people don't have in the meetings. And that makes great teams, according to Google at least. Now, we have bootstrapped Timeqube, a hardware startup. We have bootstrapped it for a year in Poland because we actually wanted to show that it's possible to bootstrap a hardware startup, make a product that's sellable, sell it. It's currently selling for 89 euros over our website, and it's made in Poland. Now, we have been able to get traction, 300 Timequbes sold already to more than 20 countries, all continents. You can see the logos, these are our customers. We actually are above the line, we're green. And the main competitors are Google and Datex. And our customers, I think they do the best testimonials to what the product is. Basically, all the problems that TimeTimer has, our biggest competitor, have been solved by the product. And now we can hear from Charles Magnuson, our returning customer from USA. Now, we know who we're selling to. The market is team collaboration, B2B market, which will be worth over $17 billion by 2025. We know our early adopters. We know who are we selling to. We know who's the majority. And we know which sales channels we're using. We have been testing them. Of course, that would probably be the question by the jury. Yes, we have the IP taken care of in Europe very closely, very tightly. In the US, we are currently patenting the device. But this is not the beginning. Actually, the device we are making, and some of the parts of the device, we're actually manufacturing ourselves. We want to scale up from there. We want to enter companies, scale the product, so we can manufacture it off the production lines, make it global, include the methodology we're working on at the moment about how to run effective meetings, pair it, build a brand, and then the version of Timeqube I'm most excited about is Timeqube 3, where basically we have a connected device that gives businesses insights into their meeting culture, so they can have better meetings. And one more thing, optimizing business meeting room usage, something which is a huge problem for businesses. By the way, we're also sensing potential for psychotherapists and parents and kids using too much of digital stuff. And we know from our customers we can deal with that using a Timeqube. We are going for around 250, 500 euro funding, and we know what we're going to do with the money. We basically want to go for stage 2, so scale the current model, the model we're producing at the moment, move production to China, start manufacturing Timecubes. That's stage 2. That's the team, the hustling team, me and Mikołaj, that's the two of us, people that work with us and know about hardware, people that help us when we're stuck. Well, this is the Timeqube. You can basically go to timeqube.com and order your Timeqube today. But I believe this is going to be a de facto standard for how we time meetings within the next 3 years.
Thank you. Where do we have a question?
I was wondering how it works. So if you would be in a meeting and everybody would have 2 minutes of speaking time, how can you do the settings?
So you basically set it for 2 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And then you just press it. And then I give it to you, you have 2 minutes.
But I don't need 2 minutes. But
Okay.
thank you.
You have 2 minutes to ask me
You
questions.
don't have 2 minutes either.
But it's simple.
Yes.
What is at the moment where's the problem with scale up? Where do you see the big risk?
The big risk? The biggest risk for me at the moment is that we are selling to majority. Because as you know, you should be selling with your startup to the early adopters in the beginning. So people who have the problem, who know they have the problem, and who are actively looking for a solution. And judging by how we are selling right now, as I said, we are a bootstrapping startup, so there's the limit on resources we can use at the moment. That's why we're looking for funding. But we have been identified who the early adopters could be, but we are not 100% sure because this is such a universal device that a lot of different companies, a lot of different businesses, as well as consumers are buying it to time their meetings, to increase their productivity, and so on and so forth. So the biggest challenge for us at the moment is actually to pinpoint the exact target group, people who will kill for this device. And then we just move all the forces there. So we're still looking for it.
Yes. Sorry.
It's actually a nice, simple tool actually to manage the timing. I was, however, wondering, and that may be also a question about the early adopters or about mature market, is there any plans to use the data, to use some kind of data analytics, etc., to, for example, see and to be able to track the meetings are more efficient or you are saving time, etc. So is it somewhere in your plans for the future?
So as you could see on one of the slides here in the presentation, and I can actually return to that slide now, there are 3 versions of Timeqube I'm thinking of. And the version I'm excited about, and every investor should be excited about, is the version that gives a subscription business model. And that we want to have of the AI that is going to work within this small box. Not this version of a product, the future version of a product that will stand in every meeting room and basically collect data on how much time teams spend on meetings, who is talking how much in the meeting, because democratization of meetings, one of the keys to teams that perform is giving all the people equal voice. And most of the meetings as we know right now are the meetings where you have 1 or 2 people talking while everybody else is phasing out. We can do it with a Timeqube. We can analyze how much people are speaking, and we can basically give this data through the software to the users.
Perfect. Next question.
Short question. One challenge is the target audience or the target group. The second one probably is how to reach them. So it seems like a product that you can sell on AliExpress. So how are you going to do that? What's your marketing plan?
So again, and you're asking about this glowing cube, right? So we have a few sales channels that we know that work. The biggest deals we've done so far have been done with banks and large companies based on their need to have something different than a clock in their meeting rooms. So basically, we did direct sales with many of them. But something that has been working for us tremendously well have been trainers and business coaches that basically buy one, and they go to companies, and they can do like 10 to 20 companies a month doing trainings, basically showing it to their customers. And customers have been buying it just because those people see it, just because this is something new. So for the trainers, this is a piece of device that can show the customer, hey, we're different than the rest of the coaches and business trainers in the market. We have this. And on the other hand, we can build a very huge network of affiliates throughout the world, trainers that use our methodology, that use our device, and they basically reach the X factor with their customers.
Very big round of applause. Thank you very much.